Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to be doing like a read with me for a week, like a mood reading vlog. So it is currently Saturday and I'm going to be filming everything I read till Saturday next week, and I'm just going to be reading whatever I want to. I have no restrictions, no guideline I guess I have to follow while doing this reading vlog. I can just pick up literally whatever I want to, and I don't know if I've ever done a mood reading vlog on this channel before. I'm not sure, but I'm very excited to be able to just read what I want for a whole week. I don't really know all the books I'm going to read for the week because, like I said, it's mood reading. I'm just going to pick up whatever I feel like after I've read after I've finished one book. But the first book I am going to be picking up is In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, and this is a book. This is actually the Afterlight exclusive, and it's got these beautiful like sprayed edges. And let me show you the hardcover of this book because it is stunning. Look at that, how beautiful it is, and it's got a bit of like end paper artwork. Yeah, it's different on the back. So this is the first book I am going to read in this reading vlog. I don't really know or remember much about what this book is about, and I believe because this is the second book in Love Like Farm series, I think it's called, and I can't remember who it follows Evelyn, which she is she oh, I've forgotten who she was. I vaguely remember her from the Love Like Farms, the first book in this series, and I did really like that book. I think I gave it a 4 point something, and I think I did read this book on Love Like Farms on the channel. I can't remember. I think I read it in a Christmas, like reading Christmas books video, because that is a Christmas book, and each book in this series follows, I guess you could, well, it doesn't follow, I guess it centres around a season, you could say, because I believe this is In the Weeds. I guess this is like a spring sort of book. I don't know, but I'm reading it this time of year because, I don't know, I just feel like it. And this is just like a small town romance. I feel like that intro might have been just a bit all over the place, but anyway, I am going to start reading this book, and I'm going to come back to you guys once I have like an initial like little summary for you and my initial like thoughts and feelings of the book. So it's coming up to almost 7:30 the same day, and I am probably halfway through this book, I'd say now. I'm on just about to start chapter 12, and this book follows Evelyn and Beckett. Evelyn is this like social media influencer, and she's like this travel influencer that goes around, reviews different places, brings them like attractions so they could get more customers, and just brings awareness to like small businesses as well. And Evelyn actually does come up in the first book in this series. It kind of jogged my memory reading this because Love Like Farms, the little farm that's in this small town, she came to it over the Christmas time because it kind of like reopened just to bring more attention to it, so more people come visit it, more people come buy the Christmas trees and things like that. So she's like this social media influencer, and Beckett works on the Love Like Farms as like, I don't know what you call it, just someone who works there. He lives on the Love Like Farms as well. And Evelyn one day right at the beginning of this book just thinks, I'm not happy doing this anymore. She doesn't have the joy of doing social media like she used to, I guess you could say. And she basically says to the people who I guess help her management, and she's like, no, I'm going to go away for a bit. She's not going to do any social media. She's not going to do anything. She just wants to get away and just step out of this like social media world. And she does that, and she thinks, oh, where am I going to go? And she thinks to the last place she was happy and had a good time, and that was in the small town where Love Like Farms is. What is the small town called? Inglewood? Something like that, I think it is. So she goes there, she turns up at the, like, I guess you could call it inn or something like that. They have no vacancy. Oh no, what is she going to do? Beckett sees her, and Beckett have a bit of a history. You already know about this history, it's in the prologue of this book. but they basically had a one-night stand with each other before she even came to do the social media stuff for Love Like Farms. So they knew that each other prior to the first book in this series. So they have a bit of a history, and he sees her and he's like, what are you doing here? And she kind of tells him what she's doing. He's like, oh, I've got room in my little, I think he calls it a cottage or whatever, come stay with me. So she stays with him, but they didn't leave it off on the greatest terms. I am really liking this book so far. It's so sweet and I absolutely love the characters. And because Evelyn isn't really too happy with her life at the beginning of this book, you're slowly seeing her develop over time throughout this book and finding happiness, and it's really nice seeing it. There's a lot more growing for her to do, but like all the growth she's done halfway through this book is phenomenal and I'm really liking it. And the way Beckett looked after Evelyn after something happened, it was the sweetest moment, and I absolutely love them together. I've had a few instances where they've had me smiling a little, not full on like kicking, giggling my feet. I've been slightly almost at that point. So it is making me feel feelings. Beckett has kind of like adopted like 4 little kittens, and they're just the most adorable little things ever. And I'm not going to say the names, but for the kittens, but you find out pretty early on in the book. But it's just the names he gave them are quite funny. They're kind of to do with like Christmas, because he works on the Love Like Farms, which sells like Christmas trees at Christmas time. So it's kind of like a Christmas farm in a way, you could say. So he named his 4 kittens after something to do with Christmas, which is really fun. And there's something else he's helping at the moment. He's not really gotten to that point yet, but I can see it headed in that direction. And he just seems like the sweetest, genuinest guy. He is very grumpy at first, you could say, because people say when they like talk to Beckett, he grumps. He like, what's the word? He just goes back to them. Do you know what I mean? But like deep down, he's the sweetest, nicest guy. He's very caring, but it hasn't really been discussed yet much, but he's got some sort of maybe social anxiety or something like that, because he hates like loud places, he hates talking to people really in general, he hates group settings, he goes to the supermarket like but just before it closes so he doesn't have to see anyone. And I'm relating to that so much, because social anxiety for me, I never used to be like it when I was younger, but as I got older I hate socialising. I don't know, it just gives me so much anxiety sometimes, but this is very good. I am liking it. I don't think it's quite 4 stars yet, but I think it has the potential to be a 4-star book. So I'm now just going to finish this book. I'm going to come back to you guys once I have finished this book. So it's now the next day, and I did finish this morning, but I've been out this morning, so I haven't been able to give an update of it, but I did like it. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, which is still a good rating. I'd still recommend this book and this series so far. It's just, this probably could have been a 4 stars or even closer to 4 stars than it already is, but the miscommunication at the end really did annoy me. All they had to do was speak to each other and everything would have been sorted, they would have been fine, but instead they didn't communicate with each other at all. It was just so frustrating. But I really did like the characters, I liked the storyline, I really liked Beckett. Why couldn't I pronounce his name for a second, but I really liked him. I really liked seeing the growth of Evelyn from being not happy and then finding happiness in, I think I was calling the town Inglewood, I think it's Inglewild, not sure, but she found her happiness there and it was just so cute, adorable. It's not one that's like gonna stick with me forever, makes sense, but I did really enjoy it and I gave it 3.5 stars. This is nothing to do, well it is kind of to do with books, but at the same time it isn't. But like I said, I've been out this morning and I went to a shop called TK Maxx and I found literally the perfect thing, and I've been wanting something like this for ages, but I don't know why. I've seen it on Amazon, but I've never really thought of getting it or wanting to get it. I found one in TK Maxx. It's ginormous, look at it. It's one of those like reading sort of pillows you can put on your bed and you can sit there and read it, and I absolutely love it. It's got a little pocket here for a phone. My phone's already in it, I think, yeah. But I'm just absolutely obsessed because, let me go get it 1 second. I've got a bow blanket. I got this bow blanket from Primark and I absolutely love it, but comparing the material to the material on here, this is so much nicer. It's so soft, so fluffy, and I'm very excited to start using it. And like I said, I've always wanted one, and I've always looked on Amazon, but they've never been like, I don't know, I didn't particularly like them, but this one with the bows on, phenomenal. So I'm very excited. That's kind of off topic, but yeah, I just wanted to show you because I absolutely love it. It was literally the only one in there, so I saw it and my mum was like, oh, we'll come back if we don't see something in another shop. I was like, no, I need that now, because I know if I come back it might not be here and I won't be very happy. But I got that when I'm just so happy. I think I already have an idea of which book I want to read, and I want it to be a fantasy. I really want to read On Wings of Blood by Bear Bolin. I don't know, but this is like a academy. It says Blood Academy, so I think it's some sort of school, and I believe there's like dragons and vampires involved. That just gets me sold straight away. And just flicking through it, where is it? Where's it gone? I've lost it. There's like a little, oh, I've just seen it. Okay, here we go. Look how cool that looks. I guess that's a map or something, but, or it's the, oh, it's the academy, I think. I'm not really sure, but oh, there's artwork in it. I don't think there's any, is there any other artwork? No, I think that's the only artwork in it, but oh, absolutely love that. I love artwork in books. I'm very excited. Like I said, an academy, I guess, because of the name of the series, and it is dragons, and I think I remember seeing vampires on the back when I read this, because this is on my, what's it called? May TBR, and I read the blurb and I think it was something about vampires and dragon riders, so I'm very excited because I absolutely love dragons. I'm not going to pick this up right away because I want to hoover my car out, clean that bit, because it's such a nice day outside. It's really hot as well, it's like 20+ degrees, so I want to do that, and then I'm probably going to pick it up this evening at some point. So I am probably just going to come back to you guys once I am halfway through this book. It's the next day and I'm probably just over 30% of the way through this book. I'm about to start chapter 15, which is page 173, and I am really liking this. And this follows Medra Pendragon, and Medra Pendragon has just like appeared in this new world basically, and she gets like taken by this prince called Blake, and he takes her to this like place, and they end up getting, I can never say the word, betrothed, where they're like, they get put together, and is that the right word? Betrothed? I think that is. I'm not sure, but they get that, and he's already betrothed to someone else, so there's like 3 of them in this. And then basically she gets told she's going to Bloodwing Academy, which is for the people in the world. It's like a really prestigious high up school, and all the vampires go there, and like some other like mortals, and there's some dwarfs and other sort of like creatures you could say go there. And this land hasn't seen dragon riders in, I don't know how many years, but say it probably something like 100 years. And that's why they were a bit like taken back when Medra came into this world, because they haven't seen anyone like her in 100 years. They're like, oh, how did she, what's this, blah blah blah, basically. It says this on the blurb as well, so it's not like a spoiler, but she is like a half fae, half human as well, but she hasn't told anyone at the Bloodwing Academy, at least yet at this point. So it's kind of a secret that she is this like half like fae, because she's got like the pointy ears like the fae, and she's got heightened like hearing and things like that. And at the moment it's kind of like this like enemies, I guess, will be to lovers, because I assume there will be some sort of romance between Blake and Medra, and the tension so far and the angst and all of that is just so good, and I'm absolutely loving it. I feel like I'm not really explaining this book well, but I'm finding it hard to explain it. Like some books I can explain really easily, and other books I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I know what's going on, but like trying to get my like thoughts coming out of my mouth in a sense, it's hard for me. I don't know if that's my dyslexia or what, but I'm really struggling like trying to think of how else to describe this, but I am really liking it. And it's basically just like a book set in a academy, a school academy so far, and it is really good. And I'll be intrigued to see if like I suppose there'll be more to come with like the dragon riders and what happens, because you found out a bit of history about the dragon riders so far, but I assume more is going to be revealed and maybe more is going to happen to with them, so I'm very excited for that. I have got work later on this afternoon. I think I start at 5:30, which I hate doing late, but I've been sitting here all morning reading. I have to leave probably 3:30 I'm gonna leave. Even though it doesn't take me so long, it'll be like quite busy with traffic that sort of time of day, so that's what time I'm probably gonna leave. But I've still got quite a lot of hours to sit here and read and carry on with this. But I thought I'd do an update now because I don't know when, because by the time I get home tonight it'll be probably past midnight, so I'm not going to whip out my camera in the middle of the night and start filming. But yeah, that's what I think so far. I'm really liking it, really loving it. I like the characters, I like all the side characters, and I like the storyline of it so far. So I don't know if I'm going to do another update. Maybe I'll do another update when I'm past 50% of the way. I don't really know. I'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, that is my thoughts and feelings at the moment. So it's now Thursday. I ended up getting 60% of the way through this book yesterday, but I didn't feel anything. And I've now, I don't know if I said, did I just say I just finished this book? But I really did like it. I don't really have time to do my review right now, as I've got to literally get changed to go to work any minute now. But I did really like it. I feel like I'm going to give it a 4 or 4.5 stars, but I want to sit down and write my review and see what I think. So it's going to be something like that, but I'm going to do a full, like, in-depth review of this tomorrow. Once I've written my Goodreads review, and once I have a full in-depth thoughts, feelings, and I can sit down and process my feelings. But I did really love this book. And I am going to start a new book, maybe when I'm at work if I get time. Don't know what it is. I'm just going to take my Kindle and whatever books are on there I'm going to read. But yeah, I'll update you guys tomorrow with my full review of this book and the new book that I start reading. So it's now the next day from the previous clip, which means, yeah, it's Thursday. And I have written my review now, and I am going to set only a minute at 4.5 stars, I think. I might change it, I'm not really sure, but I feel like it's a 4.5 stars. And I also feel like the last clip was a bit chaotic because I was literally leaving for work in 5 minutes after I finished that book, and I just needed to say that I finished it and that I loved it. But I have found my new obsession. Like, it was just so good, so phenomenal. I just had such a good time while reading this book, and I was just thoroughly entertained throughout the whole of it. And if I had the time, I would have easily just sat there and binge read it for like a whole day or 2 days, because every time I did read it and was like reading it, I did not want to put the book down, but I had to because I had to go to work, which is kind of sad. But I could have devoured this book if I had the time to. I found the storyline and plot really interesting. I really liked it. I found another new favourite like MMC to add into my like list of them, and it's Blake. And just the amount of like feelings he made me feel. I was kicking my feet, giggling, all that sort of feelings, like with some of the things he was saying. It was just so good. And like, this is kind of like an enemies to lovers, and then they kind of go back to enemies, and then they go back to lovers again, kind of. And the tension, the back and forth, the banter, just everything about that like romance in this book was just everything I wanted and like kind of expected almost out of a romantasy. And I feel like some romantasy books, the like plot to romance ratio isn't really that good. Sometimes it's very, very heavy romance, which I sometimes like, but I do like a good bit of like a plot in a fantasy romantasy sort of book. And this one had that, for me personally anyway, it had the perfect balance between romance and plot, and the plot was just so phenomenally good. And like the way this book leaves off, I'm very excited, very intrigued to see what's going to happen next in the second book. Second book is out, and I kind of want to pick it up and read it, but I want to read a romance book now, so I'm not going to pick up the next book. But I might pick it up like sometime this month, because I just want to know. And there's the third book coming out sometime, maybe June or July, I think it is, this year, so that is very exciting. I don't know how many books are going to be in this series, but I am absolutely love this series and can't wait to see what the rest of the series has to like offer. So those are all my thoughts and feelings for On Wings of Blood by, I don't know how to pronounce it, Below, that, I just butchered that. I'm very, very sorry. But if you've watched my videos before, you know, can't pronounce names. But yeah, I did really enjoy this book. So the next book I want to pick up is Project by Paisley Hope, and this is the second book in Skyridge Hot Shots, which is like a firefighter romance series, and I read the first book in this series last month, so it's in my last month reading wrap up. I can't think of what it's called. Is it called Flight or Fight? Flight? Maybe it's something like that. I think I gave that 3.5 stars or 3 stars. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It's not a favourite, but I did really quite like it, and I'm very excited for this because what I remember, I feel like this might be like a brother's best friend single mum book, if I remember. I'm not really too sure, but I am very, very excited to read it. So I'm just gonna get straight into reading it, and I'll come back to you guys once I am halfway through this book. So I am now probably 50% of the way through this book. I'm just about to start chapter 30, and this book follows Rowan and Violet. I believe it's pronounced Violet, but I don't think it's written the traditional way you spell Violet, unless it might be Violetta? Violet? I've been going with Violet, that's what I've been calling her. Anyway, Rowan is on like the firefighting brigade, and he helps tackle wildfires and just things like that. And Violet, she used to live in this small town when she was younger, and she grew up in this small town, and her twin brother was best friends with Rowan, but her twin brother tragically has already passed. It happened before this book, and Violet was recently just come back into town, and she's come with her daughter so she can be closer to her parents and have a bit of help with her daughter basically. And also when they were younger, Rowan and Violet did have a bit of like they liked each other, and Violet had her first ever kiss with Rowan, and then something happened, like after their first kiss, and they had this little like date, you could say. Literally that night something happened, and it caused Rowan not to be with her, and he kind of broke her heart because she really did like him, and he really did like her, but something happened where they couldn't be together basically. So this book is like a second chance romance. It's brother's best friend. It is childhood friends, I guess you could say, to lovers, because her and her twin brother's obviously the same age, and Rowan was her twin brother's like best friend. They kind of grew up together as well, and it's also a single mum like trope book as well. I am quite enjoying it. Is it a favourite? No. Is it quick, easy to read? Yes, because this isn't really a long book. I think it's less than 400 pages. Yeah, it's less than 400 pages. The writing's, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's easily to read. I'm not having any problems with it. I do like the characters, but I'm just not feeling 100% connected to them, and there hasn't been many moments that made me feel too many emotions. So it is a really good book, and I do like it. It's just not a favourite of mine. I have nothing even against it, nothing I dislike about the book. It's just not one that's going to stick with me like a year from now. I'm going to not remember probably anything about this book, but that's not saying it's not a good book, because it is a good book. It's just not a favourite of mine. I feel like I didn't really have much to say about how I feel about this book, because I don't really feel much about this book, but that is how I feel. I am now probably going to come back to you guys once I am halfway, I'm already halfway through this book, once I have finished this book. So it's now later in the day, and I have a finished project by Paisley Hope. Ended up giving this 3.25 stars. I liked it better than the first book in this series, which I believe I gave 3 stars. My thoughts and feelings are still the same. It's not a favourite. I did really like it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the second half of this book to the first half, because that's when the romance started kicking in and started developing, and I really did enjoy the romance. And the relationship what's his name, Rowan, has with Violet's daughter was just the most adorable thing, and I feel like some of those were some of my favourite scenes with like him and her daughter, because they were literally the most cute and adorable like things ever. And he is just such a great guy, and he is such a golden retriever energy. Like, he would do anything for Violet and her daughter, and he'd done that in this book. He'd done everything for them, pretty much. There was a scene where they were both ill, and he went there to look after them, and it was really cute. but I feel like in a week's time I'm not really going to remember, it's not going to stick with me, but I did really like this book. So I don't know if I've said what day it is since been filming these clips today, but it is Friday, and I think I started doing this Saturday last week it would have been, and I was like, I'm going to read for a week, and I basically have to read technically for a week. I'll be reading a book tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to have a book I can read tomorrow because I've got a few things I need to get done. So I'm just going to stop it here because I feel like 3 books in a reading vlog is a good, like, what do you call it? I don't even know, a good balance or a good amount, that's probably the right word. So that is it for today's video and all the books we've read. I'm going to go through each book and what I rated them. So the first book I read was In the Weeds by B.K. Burrison, and I gave this a 3.5 stars. The second book I read was On Wings of Blood by Bear Bolin, and I gave that a 4.5 stars. And the final book I read was Project by Paisley Hope, and I gave that 3.25 stars. So if you did enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, do subscribe. And also in the description down below will be all my social media links. So my Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, everything like that is in the description of this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye!